So coming back to the hub and spoke model that you spoke about, and also the interesting concept of merging creativity with science, so arts and sciences, how do you envision talent development, ultimately creating jobs through the center? I mean, do you have a phase wise way of going about it? And also, what timeline do you have in your mind to achieve this? Because we're
Yes.
obviously at a very nascent stage. So are you
Yeah.
all going to
So
have universities? Or how will it really work on ground?
yeah. So if you know, we have constituted something called as Media and Entertainment Skill Council through FICCI in the year 2012. And today, Media and Entertainment Skill Council has played a very major role in kind of structuring this complete ecosystem in terms of job roles, in terms of qualification packs, in terms of designing the curriculum framework, and also the credit framework, which is accepted with the university framework itself. So it's a part of uh, the complete ecosystem India has. So one of the missing pieces was that the school education never gave importance to creative arts, design, and performing arts and sports.
Yes.
So through the National Education Policy 2020, India actually started implementing the ecosystem into the school education as well, and that's where we see a major, uh, support line coming to us, because we believe that catching students younger uh, in age and then introducing them to creative arts and sciences is more important, including sports and performing arts. And I think that's where the foundation is going to be much stronger. So we are presently working with CBSE, ICSE, NCRT, and all the state boards to help them make a career, to help them make curriculums which are for creative arts, design, and performing arts. Um, and that's going to lay a foundation and a way forward for people to come into universities prepared to come to join AVGC, XR, and filmmaking, and uh, you know, uh, making uh, the new age kind of storytelling. You need to understand that there has to be a right balance of technology, tools, and the foundation of creative arts itself. Uh, what is happening is that many a time people miss out on the foundation programs. They directly touch the software. People think that learning, Photoshop, they can become a painter. It's not true. You have to become a painter first to start using Photoshop more effectively. So we are actually helping universities make those curriculums. And some people thought that they can teach animation and gaming in the schools. So that's not correct. You don't teach engineering and medical in the schools. You teach them in mathematics, physics, chemistry, science, like biology, and that becomes a foundation for them to get into either a medical science or engineering. Similar way, we are creating a pathway and getting a level playing field for arts and sciences combination together, and also performing arts as a respective, you know, uh, dignity and hygiene both.
Right.
So it's about making a perception amongst the students, parents, and the teachers to allow them to make careers equally into creative arts and performing arts and design. So I think that process has already begun.
Right.
So there's a lot of work, whether you are working at the school education level or you're working towards the higher education level. In higher education, there were set norms that if somebody is teaching undergrad, they have to be masters degree
Yes.
holders. Somebody teaching masters have to be PhDs. But in our field and sports, we have none because we never existed in formal education. So now the UGC has introduced something called Professor of Practice and Faculty of Practice. So if you are not a degree holder, but you are still a great filmmaker, you can go and teach. If you are a great gamer, you can still go and teach. If you're a great cricket player or a basketball player or a football player, you can still go and teach. So the issue is that those lines will have to be, you know, uh, removed as a barrier. At the same time, we are facing issues in terms of the assessment patterns, because most of the assessment that happens in the structure is by giving 3 hours written exam at the end of the semesters, and that's not good for acting or painting or sculpting or compositing. You can't give a written exam. You need to do it and show it in photography or in
Yes.
any form of art and creation of content. And that's why more practical oriented assessment programs, group project assessment programs are coming up. And it is basically introducing a whole new culture and making space for these verticals to be assessed differently than what engineering does, or what you know medical education or bachelor of science or bachelor of commerce does, or bachelor of business administration does. So I think that's where there is a dignity and respect which is slowly starting to build, and the acceptance amongst the parents and the teachers to allow the kids to make career into these areas. And the kids are getting more aware today that they can have their livelihood and sustenance through making these careers. They don't have to become engineers and then come back and do animation, or they
Right.
don't have to become architects and come and do comic books or games. So I think those things are getting cleared. At the same time, we are also seeing an encouraging response from the universities when we have started these divisions into the bigger universities where our engineering programs are. They are now offering uh, a photography or filmmaking program to engineering students as well. There are music programs for doctors as well. There are drawing and photography programs for doctors as well. So we are working with Government of India Higher Education, that they have assigned something to IIT Madras and KPMG to create Swayam Plus. So we are working closely with Swayam Plus, where we have created a portal uh, which is actually managed by IIT Madras, where all our programs are available right now, and students can take it from anywhere in the country. And these are self-taught programs. There are fully online programs. There's some intervention that happens on a weekly basis or fortnightly basis from the specialists who come in. But the good thing is that if you are going to say university in Indore or in Bilaspur or in Guwahati, and your university, you're doing engineering and you do want to learn music or you want to learn animation, and your university doesn't have it, you can take it from Swayam Plus and you can transfer the credit to your main course. So you can do a minor in music along with your engineering and take that program from Swayam Plus if it's not available in your university. And the credit transfer system is very, very important, because that where students don't have to do it as an extracurricular activity and keep it as a hobby, but it can be a part of their mainstream. And I think the music program has given a very fabulous results, because it actually helps them in their cognitive development, the mental peace, the complete mental health that they have, and they can concentrate better on their specialization areas if they are doing something creative and music together, and apart from engineering and chartered accountancy and law and all. So I think we have realized that these outcomes are really encouraging, and we didn't allow it earlier, but now that it's allowed, we it's up to us to really make it happen. And I think the next 5 years is going to see the change that has not happened for the last 75 years in the education system. And you're going to see it evolve very well. In next 7 years to 10 years, I believe India will be having some of the finest campuses of education in the world, with the great amount of case studies and the complete, you know, I would say, uh, uh, a technical as well as foundational arts combination together, because India still has, you can still do your projects into the rural areas and come back to your university. So it still has that offering, unlike many other countries. So I think in terms of education, when people used to go out, now people will start thinking that you have to come to India to get educated, in especially to do your undergrads, masters, and all. And if you actually do that education here, you have a lot more to learn in terms of your cultural skills, your people skills in particular, and your social skills. I think to become a global citizen, all these things are required apart from your subject matter expertise. And I think India is going to offer that, and it's going to be the capital for education and skilling together. Because today we look at skilling and education separately, but I think in the next 7 years, 8 to 10 years, there'll come a situation that we'll have to merge both of them, because both will have to be required together. Education is required for you to have a better understanding, and skill is required for you to have livelihood. So both of them will have to coexist.